Alright, so we got a new One Piece chapter. Each of these chapters have been just ramping things up more and more. I mean, last chapter was crazy. We got the demon possession thing and Imu coming up and taking over Saturn's body, like sort of drawing a connection to what's currently happening in Elbaf as well. I don't know, what are we going to get in this chapter? Anyways, I don't want to waste any more time, so let's just get started here. We have 第1163話 約束 Chapter 1163 Promise. We got a nice request cover page here. Luffy hanging out with some monkeys. First chapter in a while that we don't have a cover story going on as well, outside of like the color spreads. Anyways, so immediately, just this massive foreboding figure of Saturn with Imu just like sprouting from his back. Satan-sei, Saint Saturn, naze sonna sugata ni? Why have you taken such a form? Nouryukusha? Does he have devil fruit powers? Does he have powers? Mezawari. You are an eyesore. You are eyesores. You're in the way, sort of thing. Eh? Damn. Yeah. Stabbing through his own marines. Wah! Nande kaihei ga? Why is he doing that to the marines? Dochigawa no nan nanda? Dochigawa? Which side? No nan nanda. Like, he doesn't know what it is, so he's just saying like, this thing is, what side is this thing on? Yeah, musabetsu. No, it's indiscriminate. Soin kotai. All troops retreat. Hyori o tore. Literally take distance, like get away. Kogeki wa genkin. Attacking it is prohibited. Taihiro kakuho. Secure the escape route. Taihiro. Escape route. Oi, shikkari shiro. Hey, pull yourself together. Itete. Ouch. Shikashi, kyoumi bukai. However, this is very interesting. Nani yitten baka? What are you talking about, idiot? Kusso, ore no nakama o. Damn, he's attacking a crew. He's injuring my crew. Another sort of unfinished sentence there. The verb left off. Gavan, koitsura engo shiro. Gavin, support these guys. Takara motte saki ni ike. Take the treasure and head and move forward. Omae wa mata. Oh, you doing this again. Mucha suru na yo. Don't act rash. Don't overdo it. Dou natten da? That was going on. Nanda no bakemono wa? What's that monster? Wakarimasen. I don't know. Kyūni, suddenly. Satan-sei ga henshin wo. Saint Saturn transformed. Suddenly. Gorōsei ka? The five held it. Hajimete mita. The first time I've seen him. Ujimushi domo no toppu wa sou no sugata o shiten da na. This is an appropriate shape for the leader of these maggots. Garp Chūjō. Vice Admiral Garp. Fuchi o tsushinde. Watch your tongue. Watch what you're saying. Oi, dobu nezumi no. Ore o koroshi ni kitan daro. Hey, king of the rats, king of the street rats even. You've come to kill me, right? Omae datta to wa Davy Jones. So it was you, Davy Jones. Hitoshigai na. You got the wrong guy. Ore wa soitsu to atta koto mo ne. I've never even met the guy. Shikashi, however, yakusoku wa atasareru beki da. I must fulfill the promise. Dakara kesu no da. Omae tachi o rekishi kara. That's why I must eliminate you from history. Mu no sekai wa まだ未完成である。Moo's world, my world, is still incomplete. お前の世界じゃねえよ。It ain't your world. He cut off one of his limbs. ロックスのやつ。That bastard rocks. サタン星に。What is he doing to Saint Saturn? He's done this to Saint Saturn. It's another verb is left off. 援護でしょうか。そうそう。Should we support him, Rear Admiral? Yeah, no. 援護に決まってんだろう。どけ。Of course we're supporting him. Out of the way. ガープ中将。Vice Admiral Garp. 待って。どっちに Hang on, wait. To who? Like, who are you backing up? 海賊どもが財宝。The pirates are taking the treasure. Another case where the verb is left unsaid. 阻止しろ。Stop them. 世界的価値の代物ばかりだぞ。These are like goods that have like world level value. Like they're extremely valuable, precious goods. 荒れてんな。運搬準備は Things have gotten out of hand. Is the transport carriage ready? できてます、Captain John. Captain John. I didn't realize. Yes, it's ready, Captain John. さらば、ロックス海賊団。Goodbye, Rocks Pirates. So he's going on his own way. 何が起きてるのか What's going on? What's happening? すごい悲鳴だ。Those are some crazy shrieks or screams. And then Shanks, holding on to Shanks, he's crying. 見えた。海軍の船。I see it. The marine ship. この子を保護してもらおう。I'm going to have them take care of this kid. うわー。What? The ground just like broke from under him. いやー待てお宝 Wait, the treasure 金属が反応してる The metals are reacting to it. So like they're being drawn away. Oh, so he didn't fall. He's being dragged back, I guess. 奪われるな Don't take it. And Captain John. Big Eater. Big Eater. This is his ability. 集まれ財宝 Gather to me treasure. So he's drawing all the treasure towards him. This is kind of like kids' devil fruit, no? It might be the same one. It's a magnet ability, at least. Just for the fun of it. A literal translation of this move. Violent, as in like 暴力. This means like compensation or atonement. Aganai. And we have grab, nigiru, and then jiki is magnetism. So it's like a violent outburst of magnetism that grabs money, I guess. Captain John no jiki no chikara da. It is literally kid's fruit. This is Captain John's jiki's power. I don't know the official English translation of the fruit name, but that's kid's fruit. なんと渓谷入り口より強力な磁力 A strong magnetism from the entrance of the southeastern canyon, or valley even. どけ勝手にやってろ Out of the way. Just do whatever you want. Roger. Johnのやつめ That bastard John. Like a cannon from his flick. Sky Snake Red Cannon. Sky Snake Red Cannon. That is a literal translation of the counter here as well. We got Sky Snake no Red Cannon. Captain John That was easier than I thought it would be. He looks already done for. Wah! Dragon here still holding on to Shanks tightly. Oi, Ganzui! Naze John o utsu? Hey, Ganzui, why are you shooting John? You think he was gonna split that treasure evenly? 一つ10億はくだらねえ宝箱だぞ。10億? One of those treasure chests isn't worth less than $1 billion, so it's worth at least $1 billion. And then, billion? みんな独り占めしてよな。Everybody wants to take it for themselves, eh? Oh shit. He was getting ready to shoot Shiki, eh? ダメです、ガープ中将。You mustn't, Vice Admiral Garp. 政府の最高権力者であらせられ。That's the highest authority in the government. But this de araserare is just like a super formal equivalent of desu. Ano gaichu ga? That insect is? Ora ni mo yarasero, Rox. Let me do it. Let me do something too, Rox. Mate Kaido teme! Wait, Kaido, you son of a bitch! And then Mama coming. And this explains their sort of grudge against each other. Koros. I'll kill you. Spelled out entirely in katakana, so you know she means it. Urayamashii ka? Mitero. You jealous? We'll have a look. Whitebeard. Oh, he's charging up his attack and then Garpu. Ore no hemono da. Garp, he's my prey. Jarakushi. And then Garp, everybody's preparing to strike Saturn all at the same time. Look at that. Impacto. Kamusari. Bandemonium. Ikoku. Like, it's everybody's finishing their attack names all at once. Do I need to translate all the attack names? I'm not going to do it. That's just too much. You can look it up on the wiki if you want to know the translation. And they cut a hole through them. Massive outburst of haki. Marines getting knocked out from it. Nanda. Armageddon demo hajimatta no ka? What's that? Has the Armageddon started? Interestingly, this is Harumageddon instead of Arumageddon. I wonder why that is. I'm gonna look that up. But this is another example of Gikun, because we see Shumatsu no Tatakai, the battle of the end, the final battle, but with the furigana of Harumageddon. So they're saying Harumageddon, but then they're explaining what that means by writing out essentially the definition in kanji and stuff. Miro, look. Zaihou ga korogatteru. Hirotte ke. The treasure's rolling away. Grab it. Ah. Nukeme ne na, lady. So nukeme nai means like shrewd or cunning, but in this case, but it also literally means like not missing anything, like not overlooking anything. Kaizoku no honkai wa wasurenai. I won't forget the pirate's desire, actually of treasure, of course. Yeah, mechakucha da. This is a mess. This is ridiculous. Kono akanbo dake wa. Only this child, like if I can just protect this one child, and it's gone. It's replaced with a stump. Doko ni itta? Where'd he go? Crawling towards the treasure chest. The emu slithering his way back together. Futta mono wa hakene. I can't throw up what I've eaten. I can't spit out what I've eaten. Ja kane da. Then pay. Then give me the money. Give me money. Like if you can't give me the devil fruit back after you've eaten it, then give me money. 見えたぞ。I've seen it. 遠くの森を走っている。Running in a faraway forest. 俺の一撃で十分だった。My one strike was enough. 俺だろう。No, it was me. おい、お前まさか。Wait, you can't really mean. 新しいデイビー。A new Davy. 女と子供。A woman and child. 必死に必死に desperately 生きようとしている。Trying to survive. Trying to live. 解き放ってはならぬ有害な命。It is a harmful, a malignant life that must not be released. やめろ Stop. 何する気だ What are you trying to do? Then he slices him up, which is not going to do anything. Huh? Moo は何もせぬ。Moo is not doing anything. Moo will not do anything. なんだこりゃ、痛くも痒くも。What is this? It doesn't hurt or even itch. 主屋が一族を根絶せよ。You will eliminate the clan, the family. 妻と子を惨殺せよ。Slaughter your wife and child. ああ、バカか、そんなこと。Are you dumb? I would never do that. ドミリバーシ。Is this the ability that turns you into a demon? Yes, it is. Oh, shit. But this is interesting because this is exactly what we're kind of dealing with in Elbaf right now, is this demon possession thing. We see his wife and Teach running away. And then we get the splash text. Rocks tachi no unmei wa? What is the fate of Rocks and the others? Anyways, this chapter was crazy. I mean, we finally got the Avengers assembling, essentially, which has been being built up for feels like so long at this point. But that was absolutely insane. And it's like, again, it feels like it's just getting started even. Alright, so let's go over some vocabulary and grammar. But before that, I realized that I'd forgotten to read the caption of the cover page here. So, Tobirae requesto. Tobirae is what they call these sort of cover images in manga. And then requesto is just request, of course. Machiju o hakuen to parkour de kakemeguru Luffy. So machiju o around town, around the whole city. Hakuen literally is like a white monkey. To with parkour de using parkour, kakemeguru to sort of run around Luffy. So Luffy running around town doing parkour with white monkeys, essentially. On the first page of the manga, the massive figure of Saturn with Imu. There's a bit of splash text here. Korin. Appropriately, this word means the descent of a god onto Earth, essentially, or the arrival of some very important person. But in this case, the first definition is definitely more apt. And then right below that, Imu says, mezawari. Mezawari means an eyesore, or something that's an offensive sight, like you don't want to look at it. Or more literally, it means something that is hindering your vision. And in fact, it comes from the verb sawaru, meaning to hinder or to obstruct. And you'll see that this kanji is also used in words such as shogai, shogai meaning an obstacle, a hindrance. Again, that sort of meaning. Another very common word using this kanji is koso. meaning a malfunction, some sort of mechanical issue, or like damage to a body part, that sort of thing. Now next, right on the next page, we have musabetsu, meaning indiscriminate. Saturn/imu is attacking both sides indiscriminately. So this is formed from the word sabetsu, meaning discrimination, both in the sense of like discriminating like people, or in the sense of like differentiating between different things, with the prefix mu, which turns it negative, makes it not discriminating, so indiscriminate, without making any difference between the two things. And this is a very common prefix that just turns something negative, meaning not that. So like here we have muimi. So imi means meaning. You add mu to it, it means not having meaning. So meaningless. And here we have this nice little pair here. Yuryo, having cost, means paid, whereas muryo, not having cost, means free. And here we have yakusoku wa hatasareru beki da. So Rox is saying how he didn't meet Davy, but he has to fulfill some sort of promise. He has a moral obligation to fulfill some sort of promise, right? So what I wanted to go over here was the verb hatasu and the suffix beki. Hatasu means to fulfill, right? To accomplish something. So like it's common in phrases such as yakume o hatasu. Yakume means a duty, right? But yakume o hatasu means to fulfill one's duty, to accomplish what one is meant to do, right? So in yakusoku o hatasu means to live up to that promise, to maintain that promise, to fulfill what was promised, to accomplish what was promised here. And then we have beki, right? So beki means you should do something, you ought to do something, but usually with the nuance of it being a sort of moral obligation, right? And I have here that's formed by the plain verb plus beki da. If it ends the sentence, you must add the da there. By plain verb, I mean like ending in the plain nu or u, so not masu, not te, not the past tense form. In this case, we have hatasareru beki, which is the passive form. So if you say hatasu beki da, that means I must fulfill it, versus hatasareru beki da means it must be fulfilled. So the promise must be fulfilled. And I have an example here. You can use a verb plus beki to modify a noun. So in here I have sonkei suru beki hito. Sonkei suru means respect. Sonkei suru beki hito means a person worthy of respect, a person who one ought to respect. Next, I wanted to go over this part here. We got mu no sekai wa mada mikansei de aru. So mikansei means incomplete, right? And I wanted to talk about this mi prefix. So just as with mu before, mi turns something negative, right? So we have kansei means completion, right? Mikansei means not complete yet. That mi, so the difference between mi and mu is that mi implies not yet a certain way. So mikansei, not yet complete. So another example here, miseinen. Seinen refers to somebody who's hit maturity, like the age of majority. So miseinen is a minor, somebody who is not yet an adult. Or you heard the word mirai, meaning future, but it literally translates to something that has not yet come. So events that haven't happened yet, that's the future. And then here I have two words very similar. Michi versus muchi. So as we said, since mi means not yet, michi means something that is not yet known. Versus muchi, which simply means not knowing or ignorance. Muchi is ignorance, michi is not yet known. 世界的価値の代物ばかりだ. It's nothing but world-class value goods. So this bakari, there are two ways that it's used. One is with verbs in the te form plus bakari, meaning only do this thing. You do nothing but this. Or just a noun on its own plus bakari, meaning just this thing, only this thing, nothing but this thing. Now, this is very similar to other pieces of grammar such as dake or shika. And in many cases, they are pretty much synonymous. But bakari usually has a negative nuance. So for example, you might say, monku bakari da. Nothing but complaints. He says nothing but complaints. That's all he ever does is complain. Monku bakari da. To do a more direct comparison, if you were to say like, mizu shika nonde inai, meaning I drink nothing but water. That's just a plain sentence, no real positive or negative nuance there. But if you say, mizu bakari nondeiru, I'm drinking nothing but water. I wish I could drink something else, but I'm drinking nothing but water. Or you could say like, aitsu geimu shite bakari da. All he does is play games. I also wrote down some of these common variant forms. Bakkari, bakka, bakashi, bakkashi. These, they all mean the same thing. They're just sort of colloquial variants. Now the last thing I wanted to go over here is morau. So, この子を保護してもらおう. I'll have them take care of this kid. I'll have them look after this kid. In a previous video, we went over the differences between ageru, kureru, and yaru. Morau falls in that same sort of group. Where those verbs mean to give something, morau means to receive something. And when you use it with a verb, it means to have somebody do something for you. So in this case, a dragon is going to have the Marines on the ship look after the kid for him, right? It gets more complicated than that. That's just the most basic usage. Also, real quick, you'll notice I've written it in hiragana here. It's usually written in hiragana, but as you can see, for example, in the manga itself, it does have a kanji form that you will see. So just keep that in mind. But if you want a much more in-depth, really good explanation on morau, I highly recommend these videos by Kaname Naito. He's a very good channel. He explains things very well. I recommend him for any Japanese learner of any level. He has a lot of fantastic videos and he will explain it way better than I would ever be able to. So if you're looking for a more in-depth explanation, there you go. I'll have that in the description. But anyways, that's going to do it for this One Piece reading. I am still very excited to see what is to come next. But yeah, so goodbye for now.